Good evening, everyone. I'm Grace Chlosta. Here are today's top headlines. Golf is a sport that's usually reserved for the warm summer months, but with no snow on the ground yet and Maynard's experiencing unseasonably warm weather, people are hitting the links. It's Shepherds versus Deering tonight, and both these boys' teams are 6-1, and though it's not playoff season quite yet, it's definitely feeling that way with this crowd's atmosphere in here. This protest at the Jetport is to call an end to President Trump's travel ban. Colin Coyne has been cashing in for the Yachtsmen. He's averaging about 20 points per game. We'll see how he does tonight in their game against Wainfleet. With all of these snowstorms this past week, many Mainers have been staying inside. With another storm coming tomorrow, set to bring about a foot to some areas, we went out to some small South Portland businesses to see how all of this snow is affecting them. Tom Brady has played in 31 playoff games and he's won 22 of those. He's hoping to increase that total here on Saturday against the Texans. What this crowd is calling for is a town hall meeting so that Senator Collins can hear their complaints. Well, it has been a tough night for South Portland so far. Their girls team lost by just 2 points to Thornton Academy earlier in the evening. Right now at the half, their boys team is down by 9 points against Thornton Academy. We'll see who comes out on top at the end of their game tonight here at the Cross Insurance Arena in Portland. I'm Grace Chlosta, back to you. Thanks, guys. I am here outside Cross Insurance Arena where Donald Trump will be holding his rally in just a couple of minutes here. The Scarborough girls basketball team is undefeated and it's hoping to stay that way. It's game against Thornton Academy tonight. Not everyone is happy about the presidential election results this year. Over the weekend at the University of Maine, students could be heard chanting, "He is not our president." As the protests grow more and more violent, state officials are getting concerned. We're here tonight at Grey New Gloucester High School where Trape Academy is going to try to do what no other team has done yet this season, and that's beat the Patriots. We're going to be here all night for you. It should be an amazing game, and we'll see how these girls do tonight. We're here tonight at the Portland Expo for the second round of basketball tournaments. Behind me now, the York and Westbrook boys teams are warming up for their matchup, set to start in just a couple of minutes here. Just a few minutes ago, the Thornton Academy and South Portland girls teams had their matchup. Thornton Academy pulled off the win by 4 points over South Portland. We'll see how these boys teams do tonight and who can pull off that win. Back to you guys. One man is dead after a shootout with an officer here on Riverbend Road in Waldoboro. Officer John Lash was shot, but his bulletproof vest caught most of the impact. Around 1 a.m., Officer Lash and Sergeant Jamie Wilson responded to a domestic call at 81 Riverbend Road. When they arrived, 57-year-old John Alspaugh began to fire shots. The officers shot back, killing him. Riverbend Road only has 2 homes. Joshua Smith, Alspaugh's neighbor, was shocked to hear what had happened overnight.
My phone started going off. A lot of people just asked me if everything was okay and if we heard anything. And
did you?
I heard a little bit of stuff going on last night. I thought it was our cat messing around, honestly. So to find out that that's what happened this morning, it is surprising. They've always been nice and never had any issues with them. Seem like a good couple.
Smith says Alspaugh lived with his wife and mother-in-law. He reached out to both of them and said they are both doing okay. This officer-involved shooting is being investigated by the Maine State Police and the Attorney General's office, which is standard procedure. In Waldoboro, I'm Grace Chlosta, News Center. State Police will have additional troopers on the road over the holiday weekend. They say they'll be on the lookout for aggressive and impaired drivers, as well as people who are texting or aren't wearing seatbelts. Colonel Robert Williams says in 6 of the last 10 highway deaths, victims weren't wearing seatbelts and died after being thrown from vehicles. Police are also warning drivers to be aware of winter driving conditions. The 4-day Thanksgiving weekend has traditionally been deadly on Maine roads. There have been at least 4 deaths over the last 4 Thanksgiving weekends. Despite the frigid cold, about 100 people came out to Augusta today to march to the State House. Their goal was to show President Trump that he has their support. The crowd grew from about 50 to over 100 on its march to the State House, singing, speeches, and prayers, all to show the president that they are on his side.
We need some support, and there's been lots of opposition, so it was about time that we went ahead and supported him and showed him that America's behind him and everything.
President Trump sent out a round of tweets early this morning, claiming President Obama wiretapped his phones during the election process.
I think he's probably right, because I don't think he'd ever say anything like that if he didn't have some sort of proof.
His tweets didn't seem to bother his supporters. In fact, some appreciate them.
Everybody's all upset because he likes to tweet, but this is his way of letting the public know exactly what he's thinking. And that's what I want. I want somebody to tell me to my face what's actually happening.
Those at the rally feel the president is making a positive change in the country.
He's keeping jobs here, that's for sure, and he's saving our government money already on airplanes and keeping factories here and not moving across country. He's making good deals with China. I mean, he's already been saving us millions of dollars.
They also wanted to send a message to those who are still fighting against Trump's victory.
They won't drop it. They're still whining and crying that they lost. Get on with life. Get over it. Work with the president, or at least try.
The folks here at the rally today say they hope by extending the olive branch, the two parties can meet somewhere in the middle. In Augusta, Grace Chlosta, News Center. As Thanksgiving approaches, thousands of Mainers are spending time collecting food items and packing holiday meals for those in need. The York County Shelter Program has already distributed 1,100 boxes filled with Thanksgiving favorites like cranberry sauce, stuffing, and of course, a turkey. If you don't have any dessert planned for the holiday, the York County Shelter Program is selling pies, with profits going towards shelter programs and feeding more Mainers. That's all for right now. I'm Grace Chlosta. Have a great evening.